Can I tell you a secret? I know the secret of happiness. Let me tell you a little story. A long time ago, when I was around 10 years old, I moved to a new school because I move around a lot, but that doesn't matter for the point of this story. And on the first day of school, I met this guy, and I've already talked about him before, but he taught me a very important lesson. This guy, on the first day of school, he told me, for no reason at all, he said he was gonna make the 3 years I was staying there hell. Now, of course, I felt scared because of that, because, you know, when you're a new kid, and especially me, the tall, skinny kid that, like, nobody knew and nobody liked, that hurt. And so every single day of those 3 years, this guy would do kind of everything in his power to ruin my day. He literally tried everything possible to get me down to his level, to make me feel what he was feeling. When I left the school, what he did is, after years of, bullying me, berating me, harassing me, turning friends against me, basically doing everything in his power to make my life suck. And for a long time, it did. Those 3 years I spent at that school, every single day was basically hell. Because I felt like an outsider. There was not a single day where I truly felt that I was part of the school after 3 years. Because new kids are always seen as outsiders, but after a year, they normally accept you and let you in. I never had that. Now, don't feel bad for me or anything. I'm honestly happy about it, because it taught me a lot about who I am as a person, and it changed me into the man I am today. But so, let's get back to the last day of school. When I saw him at the end of the day, he gave me a note. And in the note, it was a photo of me, dead, bleeding out on the floor, next to like an airplane crash. And he wrote a message for me. He wrote, "Goodbye, I hope that your plane crashes." And that felt dark because it was... imagine that. You're like 11 years old and someone gives you that. Someone who's been hating on you for 3 years. It hurt in ways that I can't even explain. But after all that time, there was a lesson I learned from it. And it's a lesson that I live to this day. And it's the fact that you have to always forgive them. And I know that sounds wrong, and if you were in my position, you would probably hate him. You would try to make his life hell. But there's something I need you to know. Whenever you see a bully and like the victim, you know who I actually feel bad for? Not the victim. Because the victim most likely put himself in that situation. But I feel bad for the bully. Now, I know that's such a stupid thing to say, and for a lot of people who feel bullied, they probably are pissed off at me right now, but just listen. Because let me explain why I believe so. Do you think that bullies, they just go, well, you know what, I'm gonna like harass this kid for years on end because it'll make me feel better? No. They do it because they have no other choice. It's all they know. They have something that's happening to them, whether it's because of their family, school, whatever. They have something horrible happening to them that they want to put onto someone else, that they want someone to feel the same way that they do. Because no one is pure evil. People are just broken. And if you learn that fact, you'll understand that they're probably in a worse state of mind, in a worse situation than you are. So I know you're pissed off at them, and I know it's not okay for them to do that just because it's happening to them. But think about it. Everyone is against them. Whenever someone sees a bully, they don't think what's happening to him at home. They think, what the fuck is he doing? Get him expelled, get him detention, whatever. So instead of trying to help him, because no one's just a bully for fun. They do it because they feel something bad inside. And you know what we do? Instead of trying to help them or get them in a better state, we just berate them, make them feel worse about themselves. Now, bullies suck. And in a lot of situations, bullies can lead to someone killing themselves. And that's a horrible thing. Because I'm going to be honest, and I don't like talking about it a lot, but during those 3 years, there's a lot of times that I felt like I wanted to kill myself. And I'm so glad that I didn't. Because nothing is more valuable than life. And if you take that away from someone, especially even yourself, that is such a... I can't even fathom how horrible that could be. But whether you are a bully yourself, which sometimes you have to admit it, because I have to be honest, after those 3 years, when I came to my new school, I kind of had the mindset of I don't want that to happen again. I wanted to be like the person that if someone harassed me, I would just treat them the exact same way. But now I will always remember it, and I want you to write it down. I want you to do everything in your power to remember it as well. Always forgive. Because it's hard, it sucks. But if you let what they're doing change you, you're letting yourself fall to their level. Someone who experiences what they're feeling. So I want you to forgive them, because if you do, just maybe, it'll change who they are. And instead of being a bully, they might result to being who they actually are. Being the same happy kid that you are. Because everyone has a happy side of them inside. But sometimes because of hatred, because of what we experience, we lose sight of that. So I don't want you to fall to that as well. When I say always forgive, I mean forgive them for them, you know? So they might realize the bad that they're doing, but I also mean it for you. Because think about it. Who are you really hurting when you have hatred in your heart? When you have an enemy? You're hurting yourself. You're making yourself feel worse. Because all you do every day is think about that, is hurt yourself because of it. But if you forgive them, you see that they're the real victim, then you're going to be the better person and you're going to grow. I wish I knew that when I was on that side, when I was the victim. Because if I knew that he was probably in a worse situation, and that I should forgive him for myself, then maybe I would have had a lot happier of a childhood at school. But you must never hate. And I know everyone says that, but I'm saying it in a different point of view. Don't hate because you're hurting them. Hate because it's hurting you. It's changing who you are inside. Because when you grow up, what's gonna happen when that guy's gone? When you've hurt him the way he hurt you, you're gonna have fallen to their level. You're probably gonna have quit self-improvement, and eventually the kind of people who do that, they always end up the next bully from that American high school movie. They're just like that buff dude that goes around pushing people around. Because self-improvement is all about bettering yourself, and especially your soul. Because there's something I need you to remember. When we are judged by God on Judgment Day, do you think that our bodies are going to still be there? The only thing that's going to be judged is our soul. So if you're going to have a negative soul, you know what's going to happen. But if you dedicated your life to having the best mindset, but it's getting dark, so I'm pretty sure the lighting is getting bad, so I don't want to waste any more of your time. Never have enemies. That is the main message of today's video. So God bless you. Have a great day. And always forgive. Amen.